Right, here we are for the 5th video tutorial in the Mechanics of Music series, and we're going to get a little bit more complex now and construct and learn how to make a very simple chord progression using the G major and the A minor triads. Triads simply means 3 notes played together at the same time. So, as we've always done before, we select GarageBand is the software we'll be using, and new project, which we find here, new, and then we choose just the piano track only. Okay, let's call it G major and A minor triads. And before we even get to our other choices in the song project, let's change the tempo or the speed down to 95 beats per minute. Okay, let's just check that we're getting a piano sound here. Okay, that's good. And we'll go across to our studio keyboard now to see how the G major and A minor triads are constructed and played. How to find the G major and the A minor triads on the keyboard. We know where middle C is, so we count up 5 notes from C, including C. C, D, E, F, G. G is the root note of the G major triad, so we keep that, count up 2 notes to B, G, A, B, count up 2 notes to D, B, C, D, and we have G, B and D. They are the 3 notes in the G major triad. Now to find A minor triad, there's G, count up 1 note to A. Skip 1 note to go A, B, C. Skip 1 note to find E, C, D, E. And there is the A minor triad, A, C and E. Right, there's G major triad, A minor triad. Right, here we are, back in GarageBand. We've seen that that works okay. Let's move fairly quickly because this is not difficult to do, playing 3 notes at once, and it's a bit easier if we see what it looks like. So we open up our track editor, press score, and we're just going to play those triads so we see what it looks like on the stave. Before we do that, let's select a count in. We want 4 beats count in. Okay, and there it is, nice and simple. Make sure you play very close in time to the metronome click, and you hold the notes long enough if you want them to appear as minims. If they only come up as crotchets, it doesn't matter too much. So, here we have G, B, D for the G major triad, A, C, E for the A minor triad, and they only use white notes on the piano. Let's have a quick listen. Okay, now looking at your worksheet, let's have a look at different ways, different accompanying patterns. Take the cursor back to the beginning by pressing our return button, and we're going to do the first one with long and short notes, using first of all G major, then A minor, G major, then A minor. Okay, and that's pretty much how it looks in our workbook, but we can hear what it sounds like. Even if you don't have GarageBand or any other music software, if you don't have a computer at home and you're watching this on DVD, with some manuscript paper, you can write that out and then try playing it on a keyboard or on a piano. Okay, because we have 1.5 beats, the dot indicates that it's half as long again. And then this little hook means that it's a quaver note. Even all 3 notes are quavers. And so it's a quicker note, or half a beat. Then 1.5 beats, quavers. Or, very simply, long, short, long, short, long, short, long. Okay, let's get rid of that. And another very simple way we can make an accompaniment pattern with those notes, with those chords, is we can break them up into single notes, and that's called a broken chord. Let's have a look at that. Okay, and even though you've got 4 notes joined together, these are all quavers or eighth notes. So all 6 of these notes are quavers or eighth notes. Crotchet or a quarter note. Have a listen to it. Okay, one more pattern. We'll just try. These are accompanying patterns that we're working out. That's the best way to accompany your song. Once you know how to construct chords, you can write an accompaniment to your simple melody. Okay, the last one is what we call an alternating pattern. Okay, so the 2 top notes of the chord and the root note of the chord as quavers. Let's have a look. Okay, and that sounds really nice with our melody. So here we go, have a look at that. Okay, various ways that we can accompany our melody. Now we're very quickly going to keep that accompanying pattern because I quite like that. Now if we move our cursor up to the top right hand corner of that track we just recorded, we can stretch that out and repeat that over a few times. Okay, each pattern is 2 bars long. Each pattern is just this one repeated. We can actually go along here and you see that in the grey ghosted writing are the repeated patterns. Okay, what we're going to do now here is a little bit clever. This very simple chord structure is great for accompanying a simple pentatonic melody. So think back to the very first video tutorial on the pentatonic melody, and we're going to go track, new track. Now don't worry about these, we want another software instrument so we can play our melody on our USB or MIDI keyboard. Now it's selected piano here. We could choose a different sound, but let's just stick with piano, keep it nice and simple. You can experiment with those other sounds yourself. And it's going to show us our melody in the score window down here. So we're going to hear our accompanying pattern, but we're going to be able to play this over the top. We're going to let it play for 2 bars first of all as our introduction. Alright, and it's going to give us, yes, 1 bar's counting. So now using the notes from the pentatonic scale, starting on D, finishing on D, should fit this chord pattern fairly well. Now a simple little rule that I couldn't cover all that very quickly there. Sometimes there'll be a bit of a clash if, for example, you're playing a G against an A minor chord. Okay, it doesn't matter too much. As much as you can, see if you look back at our accompanying pattern, okay, where you have a G major chord in this bar, try and stick to those notes that you'll find in the pentatonic melody, in the pentatonic scale, and then try to stick to these notes. It doesn't matter if, and we'll go back to this and have a look at the melody that we wrote, and I've actually got here one little mistake where I played an F which is not in the scale. So click on it once and it's highlighted green, and then hit delete on your computer keyboard, and that gets rid of that one wrong note. Let's have a listen to our finished product. You could put words with that and have not too bad a song. It would be quite nice.